Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. Today's video is a spring art haul where I both show you new things I have acquired but also a lot of stocking up on things that I need because I use them a lot. My name is Katja, I'm CatColouring. Grab yourself a nice cup of coffee or a mug of tea and enjoy this video. Prismacolors, because Prismacolors I use a lot. And I do have a store here in Denmark where I can buy them open stock, so I don't have, to buy sets all the time. But they are usually sold out a lot. This means that they don't have a lot of colors in stock, and they have to wait sometimes months to get new supplies. So I cannot always count on this store when I need a Prismacolor. I can't just, have a used Prismacolor, which is this small, and then say, oh, I can just go online and order a new one, and then expect to get it a couple of days later. Because if it's not in stock, then I would have to wait weeks and months to get it. So when I see a good offer on used Prismacolors on eBay, I have for quite a while now stocked up every time people are selling. And yes, sometimes you get a, this is the light peach here, where it is really used, but most of the time I get Prismacolors that are hardly used. They have been sharpened, perhaps used one or twice, and then I can get it. So here I have a light cerulean blue. So I may not always get the colors that I want, but because I have done this a lot, I have my own stock of Prismacolor, and these are just the Prismacolor Premier, the new ones. These are not the old ones that I also have quite a few of. So I have made a list here of the different colors, all of them. And you can see here that some of the colors I have quite a few of. Poppy red, I have 11 poppy red in my own stock. I have 12 non-photo blue. I have 13 light umber, which is a brown color I use a lot when I color trees. And, in Erie books, there are a lot of trees and they are huge. So I use a lot of brown color on those. You can also see some of them I don't have a lot of. Moss green 2, artichoke 2, eggshell 1. But these are also colors that I don't use a lot. So that's okay. I only have 1 or 2 in my own stock of these colors. So apart from this set here, I also got another set, also Prismacolor. And this is a box for the 132 set, but the trays are removed, and I have here more than 180 Prismacolor pencils of all colors, and then also a few Prismacolor very thin. So I have both very thin and Prismacolor Premier here, and you can see, well, some of them we have a little crack here in the barrel, a little superficial crack, but I don't mind because the pencil itself is all right. So you can see here, if I'd have just remove it, you can see I also got some of the rare pencils, a lavender and yet another lavender and lilac. I think this is, 3 lavenders in this set, and we have a lilac here. You can see that some of the pencils have been used. They are not as long as the others. But again, there are so many and so many duplicates in these sets that I have Prismacolors now to, I think, last me for almost the rest of my life. Well, at least for some years to come. And this also gave me an opportunity to try out the Prismacolor very thin. You can see this is not even used. It hasn't even been sharpened yet. So buying in bulk some of these used Prismacolor sets, you can really get some really good deals. And it's also an opportunity to get the rare and discontinued colors. So stock up on Prismacolors, which I use a lot. And these pencils, when you buy them in bulk, they are not that expensive compared to if you had to buy one of the new sets. And also another advantage of buying these used pencils is that they are some years old, and in a lot of these I have acquired original Prismacolors made in the USA, or some from Barrel, and some of them from before the production went apparently haywire down in Mexico, because these pencils are very good and I have not had any issues with these. So that was my first stock up here on Prismacolor Premier. Other items that I use a lot are, of course, my Posca pens. So I have stocked up on these. There was a sale earlier, I think it was in March, and I have bought these at the Gallery Roholt. It's a gallery, but not, a normal gallery with art. It's an art supply store, and they are just really, really great. So I usually get a permanent markup whenever I buy at their place. And you can see here that I have, of course, bought some of the white Poscas I use a lot. The PC3M, the bullet shape, I use for larger areas. And then, of course, the PC1MR in white, because I use these a lot. Then I have stocked up on some of the colors that I use also a lot in Poscas. The light blue here. I have also invested in a blue, which is quite a darker blue, an orange, because I didn't have it, and I found out that sometimes I really need an orange Posca, and then a yellow Posca to supply with the other yellow I have, because it's almost done. And then I found this one. It's called a Uni Chalk Marker, and it's supposed to be a fluorescent yellow. And I haven't seen this before, so I have bought it because I wanted to try it out and see how it worked. So the next time I do an underwater coloring, I use a lot of fluorescent colors when I color underwater drawings. I will use it and I will tell you how it works. I've also invested in these 3 Uniball Signo here, the broad ones, white, to have extra whites and another kind of white than the Posca white. I think that the Signo gives a brighter white line than the Posca. I think that the Posca sometimes have a tendency to be more grayish white when you color on top of something black, and it takes a lot of layers to cover black lines completely. And I think that I have had more success in the past with using this Signo Uniball white here. So those were my stock-ups here in Posca pens and white liners. I have, of course, also bought something new. I had not sworn to myself, but I had made a promise to myself after seeing some D-Stash videos in the beginning of the year. I had thought about, well, perhaps I shouldn't buy as many coloring books. Perhaps I should stop and, just color in the ones I have. But it's really, really difficult to do this, because there have been so many news about new coloring books coming out this year. It makes it really hard to keep those promises to yourself, because Johanna Basford has announced, as you already know, that she is coming with a new coloring book this autumn. Was it Colorful Wildflower? I think it was, and it is a coloring book with wildflowers, and of course I have to have it, because I love to color flowers. Then Klara Markova announced that she would come with a reprint of her first coloring book, because we are a lot of people who we haven't gotten it and we want it. So there's also another coloring book I have to my collection. Then recently Hannah Carlson announced that she is coming out with a new coloring book, a Halloween coloring book, nonetheless, here in August. And you can already, if you didn't know it, pre-order at imusic.com. And I wouldn't be surprised if Maria Trolle comes out with a new book this year, because I know that she is working on something. So what am I supposed to do when so many wonderful illustrators come out with wonderful new coloring books? And also, I discovered something new. So I am not a subscriber of Coloring Heaven. I have heard about it, but then Hannah Carlson announced that she was coming with a Coloring Heaven pocket issue with Hannah Carlson colorings or drawings that had never been published before. They have been published in Sweden in some coloring books meant for children, but they have never been, you know, published in other countries. So these are drawings that we wouldn't see otherwise. So of course I ordered it, and I also ordered an issue called Nature Patterns by Ellie Marx. I mentioned Ellie Marx in my recent video, 5 Hidden Gems, where I talked about illustrators that I think the coloring community should know more about. And it turned out that a lot of people don't know Ellie Marx or don't know her nearly enough. So I ordered them, and here it is. And I just have to say there's a story to this, because I have it in 2 issues. Because first, when I ordered, weeks went by and I didn't get the coloring books I had ordered here, or this issue here and the one with Ellie Marx. And then I wrote them and they resent it to me, and I got this. And then a couple of days later, I got the first package from them with my first order. So, and I now have them in double. This means that I, of course, will only keep one. And this means that I have this one to give to my subscribers. So let's take a look at one of these so you can see what you can get here. So as I said, these are drawings that were from children's coloring books, but you can clearly see this is, of course, Hannah Carlson's line artwork. It's very, very distinct, and it's with animals here. These are from, as I said, 3 different coloring books, and one of them was called Animals, and then there was another one with fishes. It was called The Sea, I think. You can see some of the, and I can't remember what the third one was called. But you can see here lots of beautiful, beautiful new coloring pages we haven't seen before. I certainly haven't, even though I live in Denmark, which is a neighboring country to Sweden. But you can clearly see here so many wonderful new pages to color. And also, because they were meant for children's coloring books, they are quite simple and quick to color. You can add a background or not if you want to, and then you can just color. And you can see this one is perfect for Easter. Well, Easter has just been here, but you know what I mean. And a little rabbit driving a car. Precious. Berries, flowers, leaves, a lot of mice and cats and rabbits. And fishes. A bee with perhaps a little fairy on top. Cat that has to go to school. Some seahorses. And life in the pond. So, as I said, I have 2 issues of this, so this means that at some point I will give one away, but stay tuned on my channel and find out when. So this is the Ellie Marx issue, and as I said, I also have 2 of this now, because the first packet that was lost in the mail then suddenly came. So, and these are nature-inspired patterns, and it's not, you know, like original mandalas, but you can see here they are inspired by this round shape. And the pages here are seasonal, so it's after the seasons. So we have spring pages first, and then of course we have summer pages, but this is still spring, with roses, poppies. Then we have flowers here during the summer and berries. Also a dragonfly or a gecko. Coral reef inspired page here. Shells seaweed, an anchor, tiny houses. Then we have autumn with a fall compass here. We have some of the things that you harvest during autumn, like pumpkins, peppers. You make jam out of the berries. It's a vineyard. We have feathers from the animals, a raccoon taking a nap, or mushrooms, acorns, gnomes, and fairy doors. And then we have winter with a lot of succulents, poinsettia or pine cones, spice wreaths of different sorts, and a Christmas village, a bauble, snowflake, and that was it. So again, be sure to watch out on my channel, because I will have a giveaway, and I think it will be when I hit 2,000 subscribers, I will have a giveaway again, and I will certainly, these will be amongst the things that I give away, but there will be other giveaways too. So stay tuned on my channel and spread the word about my channel so I can get some more subscribers, and then we can have a giveaway. If you saw my video with the 5 hidden gems, I did show you these books, but I have acquired 2 more Millie Marotta books. The Precious Planet, which is her newest, and it features endangered species of animals. And then in a German version, Woodland Wild, which is in German is called Wunder des Waldes. And that was because I couldn't find it in the English edition. So these features, of course, Millie Marotta's absolutely wonderful style here. Luckily, I learned German when I was in school, so both normal school and high school. So I can, of course, read this forward. And you can see this Woodland Wild features a lot of drawings of woodland creatures. This snake here, absolutely wonderful for, this is the year of the snake, so this page I will have to color soon. And then you can see a lot of different birds that you find in the woods. Animals like, I think it was badgers before, and now a fox, of course. We have a squirrel. We have some of the beetles you find on the ground in the forest, more birds, butterflies. I've seen this colored, I can't remember. I think I saw it on Instagram. It was so beautiful. And here you can make your own backgrounds. On a lot of these pages where there are none, then you can make them on your own here. Some of these wonderful flowers you find in the forest, I think that some of them are actually orchids. So we do have orchids here in the northern hemisphere growing wild in forests. We also have some in Denmark. They don't look like the orchids you can buy and, you know, have as houseplants, but beautiful nonetheless. A snail. And a lot of birds, so she's very fond of drawing birds here. And oh, I have seen this colored by Ink and Hue Coloring. It was absolutely beautiful. Wow. A spider, not my favorite, but we do have spiders in the forest. Another butterfly. Wow, this looks like a gazelle. This, oh, looks like a one of those big cats living in the forest in Sweden and is it Norway? We have deer, frogs. So this is not just the northern forest. These are also more exotic forests, I can see, because this certainly looks like a tiger. A lot of insects also. Wild boar, a wolf, mushrooms. So this is just absolutely amazing. And one of the things I really like about Millie Marotta's books is here you have a list of the animals and insects and birds and also the trees and plants and flowers that you find here in this book. Bäume, trees, for example. Tropische Samen und Früchte, so the tropical plants and fruits here. Wildbeeren, wild berries, Blätter, leaves here, and so on. And here, color test pages, so you can test what to use in this book. Absolutely wonderful. And Precious Planet is even more wonderful. As I said, this is her latest book. And here in the introduction, she tells about how this is going to be a sort of mindful coloring book. And I like that you learn something, because over here we have the list of creatures in Precious Planets. And you can see here the Japanese eel is one of the animals here. Necklace ground beetle, splendid toadfish, purple skimmer. I mean, who knows what these animals or insects are? Well, we do now if we flip through the book and we use this list of creatures. Then we also learn something while we are coloring. We have a gorilla here, easy to recognize. A mammoth, which is extinct. A rhino. Yet again a spider, but they can also be endangered. The dodo bird, also extinct, and so on. So I really like coloring books where you learn alongside the coloring. I think it's a great idea to make coloring books like this. And that is why I think that this is one of the best buys in a long time I have done. Maria Trolle. I have finally acquired one of her very first books. Vivi søger en ven. Vivi is looking for a friend, or in the Dutch edition here, Droomreis, which is sort of, you can translate it to dream journey. But the original Swedish title means Vivi is looking for a friend. And it's about this girl, Vivi. And this is from 2016. And it's one of the very first coloring books that Maria Trolle she did. And this is a Dutch edition from 2017, and you can still get it. The Swedish edition was sold out many years ago, but you can still, some places, get this Dutch edition. And I know a lot of people have the Dutch edition. And this is the reason I have bought it, is because this was when Maria Trolle began as an illustrator of coloring books, and this is her old style, which I like very much. I mean, Shooting Star, Stjernfall, and Sagen, the fairy tale book, are very nice books, but a lot of the motifs are extremely simple and also framed in, and I like the style she began with, where it's, well, pages with lots of flowers, and it's, well, fill the paper out completely and not framed in. So I really like these drawings, and I thought, well, when I like this so much, I have to have it, because eventually I will be finished coloring her older books, and then I will just have the newer ones left, and I'm not quite sure that I'm going to, well, be finishing those anytime soon. Also because a lot of the drawings, they don't speak to me the way that these do. You can see it's very thick paper, really thick paper in this Dutch edition, and you can also see it's single-sided. So here you really have an opportunity to use the coloring mediums you want. Amazing drawings in this book. And I have to say that Vivi is out for some special adventures here, where she meets whales and the animals in the forest, including the fox and owls. And look at this double page spread. This is just absolutely wonderful. And also with the black background that we know from her older coloring books. We don't find it in her newer coloring books. But in the older coloring books, I think it's very nice that you have pages where the background is sort of already done, And then you can just concentrate on the motives like this one with the flowers. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful drawings in this one. And I haven't seen a flip through of this one before, so it's really nice to get a new coloring book completely fresh, and it's like it's completely new, at least to me. Here lives Vivi. Well, you can really get absorbed in these pages here. Absolutely stunning pages, and a lot of pages here. Where did I buy this? I wonder if I bought it on Amazon Germany. It could have been Amazon Germany. I think it was, but look here. Lille ætbare floren målerbok. Little eatable flowers coloring book. This is a Swedish edition. It's not translated into English, and since it's some years ago it was made, it is not going to be translated into English. And I will bet you that you have never seen this coloring book before, or and not even a flip through of this one, because as I said, this is completely Swedish, and it was made in 2022. And it was made as there was a book called Lille ætbare floren, also Little Edible Flowers, but that was a book that Maria Trolle illustrated. And this was a book by an author, and it was a lot of, it was for children, a lot of, I can't remember if it was small stories that you could read when your children went to bed or something. But here she has made this into her illustrations from the book into a coloring book. And it's called, well, Small Eatable Flowers, and it's all about nature and the flowers that you can eat. And down here you can see what sort of flowers we have here, and also the insects here. Also single-sided, not as thick a paper as in Dream Journey, Drömreis, but single-sided, so you can use the mediums on it. I wouldn't use watercolor on this paper. I think it's too thin, it will crumble too much. We have a mushroom here, Karl Johan, a very known Swedish mushroom. And you have little fairies. It's really just Maria Trolle style here in this coloring book. So yeah, probably meant for children, as I said, but this one can certainly also, and then we have a little mermaid here, could certainly also color in it as an adult. A little honeybee here. And with small everyday scenes with the Swedish, well, Scandinavian nature here, with different flowers and plants, berries, trees, everything you would want from nature. And everything that we recognize from our gardens also here in Scandinavia, and perhaps other places. And even though it's not in an English edition, you can buy this, because this one I bought from imusic.com, and it's not sold out in this Swedish edition, so you can buy it from iMusic, and I will put a link down in the description box if any of you are interested in this very, very special Maria Trolle coloring book. Perhaps not for yourself, but perhaps for your grandchildren or for your own children, if you want to. But really, really nice buy, this one. So this was my little spring art haul with a lot of restock on the coloring supplies that I use a lot, and with some new coloring books, some that you perhaps have seen before and others that you certainly haven't seen before. As always, thank you so much for watching, and please give this video a like, a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. If you're new here and just happened to stumble upon this video, consider subscribing and check out the playlists on my channel. and also spread the word about my channel so we can reach those 2,000 subscribers and another giveaway here on my channel with not only the Coloring Haven editions of Ellie Marx, Nature Patterns and Hannah Carlson's Animals, but also other good stuff for you, my subscribers. So until I see you in the next video, have a lovely day, take care of yourself, happy coloring, bye!